To take or not debate over removal of EFCC's prosecutorial powers. We focus on Buhari's anti-corruption war on the program. That's our focus. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the program tonight. This is Politics Today on Channels Television. I'm Seun Akinbaloye. Before we dig deep into our major issue of the night, let's give you some of the top political stories we're following right now.
Political roundup on Channels Television. Here are your top political stories this time.
And more reactions continue to trail the allegations of budget padding as raised by the former chairman of the Appropriation Committee, Honorable Abdulmumir Jibril. This time, the chairman of the House Committee on Public Procurement, Honorable Oluwole Oke, says all the allegations over the matter still stands unofficial until the House reconvenes and the issue is tabled.
All the noise being made about it in the public arena is unknown to the Parliament.
The crisis rocking the PDP appears not abating. In Ogun State, the factions are divided, laying claims to the leadership of the party in the state. The Ogun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, under the chairmanship of Adebayo Dayo, has vowed to challenge the decision of the State Independent Electoral Commission not to accept the list of its chairmanship and councillor candidates for the October 8th local government election.
We have been to court to challenge the illegally-led Amosun Ojisek, and we are confirming that by the grace of God, we will get our judgment in the court before the election.
But in a swift reaction, the chairman of the Ogun State Independent Electoral Screening Committee, Mr. Mutiu Agboke, however, said that the choice of Sikirilai Ogundele was based on the interlocutory judgment delivered by Justice Bolaji Ojo of the Ogun State High Court, which recognizes the group.
And that recognition is based or hinged on an interlocutory ruling of my Lord Honorable Justice Bolaji Ojo of Ogun State High Court.
The Edo State governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, in the forthcoming September 10 governorship election in Edo State, Mr. Osaro Onaiwu says he will reject any result from Edo North Senatorial District. The candidate has alleged a possible rigging of the election in that area by the ruling APC. His allegation follows an alleged attack on some members of APGA by suspected political thugs after addressing a campaign rally in Isako West local government area. The APGA governorship candidate asked all political parties in the election to call their supporters to order and play by the rules of the game.
And you're up to date. Those are your top political stories you need to know.
Thank you so much for staying with us, everyone. Let's now dive straight into a major story of the day. It is no more news that President Muhammadu Buhari, on assuming office, has said that one of the major aspects he will like to focus on in his administration is a fight against corruption. Well, he's gone to several countries to preach that and asking for international support on this matter. He has since changed the leadership of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Nigeria's main anti-graft agency. Mr. Ibrahim Magu is the new head of that institution. Well, there's been a lot of debate recently in the past few days, especially when the new NBA chairman, the Nigerian Bar Association chairman, came into office, Mr. Abubakar Mahmood, who said that, well, they will help in fighting corruption, but there was a suggestion that the prosecutorial powers of the EFCC should be taken. Well, that has taken the attention of the EFCC, and tonight on the program, we're reviewing the activities of the EFCC and also the fight against corruption taken on by President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, you may want to listen to some of the issues being taken on by the EFCC chairman, Mr. Ibrahim Magu, and just how passionate he is about the issue of fight against corruption. Take a listen to him now.
The biggest form of corruption is not the ones you find in government offices or banks. It is not the ones that is plugging the oil industry or pension administration. The biggest, most virulent form of corruption that ever existed is the one that has been deep into the fabric of the temple of justice. The EFCC, under my watch, has had no choice than to challenge this certain senior lawyers, judges, and other judicial officers against who we have collected concrete evidence for preventing the course of justice, for perverting the course of justice. Today is a new dawn at the EFCC. We have resolved to call out anybody who is corrupt, anybody who is an enemy of Nigeria, Nigerian people, be he or she in the executive, legislative, or judicial arms of the government.
That is the chairman of the EFCC, Mr. Ibrahim Magu. Well, the new NBA chairman has also talked about the issue of corruption. Let me just give you some a quote of what he said at the just concluded NBA convention where he was sworn in as a president. He says that the NBA under my watch will fight judicial corruption. We should make the legal profession unattractive for corrupt lawyers. But that's our conversation tonight. Well, again, should the prosecutorial powers of the EFCC be taking, or they should just have onto themselves the investigative powers and take away the prosecutorial powers? That's one of the issues that we'll be discussing. Some people have said some senior lawyers are the main problem of corruption fight in Nigeria. Joining me to discuss this issue is a Nigerian lawyer, Mr. GT Ogunye. Many thanks for joining us on the program.
It's my pleasure.
Is it a common fact that amidst some of your senior lawyers, corrupt ones are there?
Whether?
There are corrupt senior lawyers.
Of course, undoubtedly, there are corrupt senior lawyers, just as you have corrupt young lawyers. Whether you are a junior advocate of Nigeria, Jan, middle advocate of Nigeria, man, or senior advocate of Nigeria, corruption straddles throughout the entire fabric. So
is it also an established fact, too, that lawyers are predominantly the ones who are standing in the way of corruption fight in Nigeria?
That's not correct. That's not correct.
You were at that event
lawyers,
where the EFCC chairman talked about some of the problems he has with some senior lawyers and the way and manner they've come in the way of investigation and prosecution of some corrupt cases.
Yeah, it's correct. Historically, and very unfortunately, senior lawyers in the country who seem to have captured the Nigerian Bar Association is projecting the bar as an institution that is opposed to the anti-corruption fight. And so we need to make that distinction. If you capture an organization, either democratically or otherwise, you may misuse such platform. Hitler misused the democratic platform that was granted in Germany. Many people forgot that Hitler was elected into office, really. And then he got there and became a fascist. He became a demon. So we need to make that distinction. Generality of lawyers are opposed to corruption because they also realize that they are enlightened self-interest to fight corruption.
There are some,
but there are lawyers, some senior lawyers, who seem to be in cahoot with corrupt elements in our society. And it's obvious because for so many reasons, including the kind of fees that those who are corrupt are able to give out, which are also part of the proceeds of corruption. So that's part of the problems in which we find ourselves.
All right. We will look at one of the things the EFCC has said about the situation around the judiciary and corruption fight in Nigeria. That's going to be after this break. Join us again.